Hello, hello. How are you doing? How's it going? Welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a wonderful Sunday so far. I've had a pretty good one so far because of a few things. One, because we're having a barbecue this afternoon. Me and my family were having a nice big old barbecue, so it's just nice to actually enjoy decent weather instead of just sitting here melting with it for once. That was good. And two, I just released my first album. Woo! That's not a joint. That was like one of those noisemakers things. I was supposed to get. I'm sure I had like party poppers somewhere, but time snuck up on me, and I didn't have time for that. But anyway, yeah. My debut album, The Magnetic People. You can see there. It's out now. It's out now! You can listen to it now. It's on all the cool kids streaming platforms. It's on Bandcamp, which I like to think is a cool kids streaming platform. It's £5 if you wish to buy it on Bandcamp. It's £5. So if you've got whatever the equivalent of that is in your own currency to spare, then hey, I think it's worth a buy. I think it's worth it. Maybe there's a bit of bias there, but what's life without a little bit of bias, you know? But yeah. Hey Decker, how are you doing? How are you doing today? But yeah, about probably just under 25 minutes, 23 minutes or so. We're going to give the album a listen. We're going to listen along to it, which I think will probably be the first time I've listened to the full album since I sent it to the distributor, since I like submitted it. I've re-listened to like a couple tracks now and then, because it's weird. I feel like there are plenty of musicians who have this kind of idea of like, once you've kind of written a track, you've made a track, you've made now whatever, I don't want to listen to it again. It's done. It's out the door. I don't care about it. You know, I've heard it enough during production. I don't think I'm that way. I'm very much like, well, no, I make the music I want to hear. So I will very much just go back and listen to my own songs and just be like, yeah, it's what I want to listen to. It's like it's there for that precise reason. It's music that I would like to listen to, so occasionally I'll go back and listen to it. So yeah, so I listened to like a couple of tracks from it, but for the most part, I haven't re-listened to the whole album. I certainly haven't listened to it as like from front to back, as it were, since I sent it off to be sent. Since you gotta send it off to have it sent off to all the platforms. It's amazing how the music industry works. If you're wondering what we're listening to at the moment, this isn't actually my stuff. This is by a YouTuber called Slamhaus. Slam Haus. So it's not house. It's like howls. It's a DMCA free rock mix, and it's just because it's nice to have some music on in the background, and it's nice to have try nice to have something semi-relevant, you know, some sort of rock music or whatever, instead of like, you know, Nintendo songs to get copyright strikes to or something. So yeah. Yeah, it's good. I really hope you guys like this. I think during the listen along, it's 20 minutes away now. 20 minutes. We're gonna listen to the whole album. It's about 45 minutes long. I think it's like just shy of 45 minutes. I'm gonna be in chat, attempting to type out, you know, maybe occasional little factoids about whatever song's currently playing. But I have none of that pre-planned. So there might be a time when I'm just like, I have like nothing to say about this song. It's just a song. Well, not, you know, nothing to say about the song, but I don't know. No, I don't. Whether or not I'll have any trivia about that song, I don't know. But, you know, if you guys have any questions about whatever song is playing or whatever, you know, then feel free to yell them out so I can, you know, that's what this whole thing is about. We're going to talk about it. We're going to listen to the album. We're going to talk about the album. Hopefully, we're all going to enjoy the album. Then we're all going to go buy the album. you don't have to buy it, but it'll obviously appreciated if you do, or if you just at least stream it. Which actually, yeah. So for the listen along, there will be music on the stream. You can listen along purely to the stream, but I think probably one of the better ways to listen to it, to listen along, if you have some sort of like, if you have like a God, what's the word? Subscription. If you have like a subscription to a streaming platform that means you don't get any ads, I recommend going to that platform and listening to it on there. Because one, yes, it does get me views and listens, and that is very good. That is very good shit. Two, obviously you're listening, like, I'm listening to it from like a video that was made on my computer and then through OBS, so it's gone like through like 2 or 3 levels of like compression and like, whereas if you're listening to it on a streaming service, you're pretty much just listening to the music, the files that I uploaded. It's pretty much as like pure as you can get without it going through like Sony Vegas and then OBS and then to your computer, you know, through Twitch. It's, yeah. So while you can listen to it along with here, there will be sound. I personally recommend listening to it on whatever streaming platform of choice you prefer. So that being said, obviously there's the problem with like if you're listening to it on Spotify, you don't have like a premium account, you'll get like an ad in between every few songs. I kind of didn't realize that because originally I was gonna have like a little player at the bottom, so it was like I was gonna listen to it on Spotify as well, so and there'd be like a little player, so you could see like where in the song we were, so people who like might have just joined midway can be like, oh, we're on this song, we're about like this way through, okay, cool, I'll like, yeah, they'll know when to skip through. And then I got like 2 songs in or whatever, and then it threw 2 30-second ads at me. I was like, shit, okay, can't do that. I can't, like, this is intended to be a full album listening experience, not an album with ad breaks. I haven't, you know, I hadn't taken that into account. A bit weird thing, I wonder if that's the thing. I wonder if you know how like, you know, when you do music videos, you get like the fucking like product placement and shit like that. I wonder if there's a terrible space in the capitalist music industry for like tracks that are just ad reads on an album. It's like you're listening to a vinyl and it's like, oh wow, this album is amazing, this is like brilliant album, this is fantastic, and then in the end of side A there's just like a 30-second ad read for Audible. Actually no, right, you wouldn't put it at the end of a side because then that's easy, just like a take the album off, flip it over. You'd put it in like the middle of a side. Actually, here now you're making lunch. No worries. How are you doing? How's it going, Decker? How are you doing? The thing, if you put the adverts on like an album on like a streaming service, or even on like CD, it's easy skippable. You got to put it on an LP. You got to put it on a vinyl, and then then they can't skip your like minute ad read for Audible. Doing good? Nothing exciting? Well, hey. In 15 minutes, let's hope that changes with a very cool album. So pretentious is the right word. Egotistical, narcissistic, I don't know. This album will change your life. No. Maybe it will. It will change your life in the fact that at one point you will not have heard this album, and then after you will have. it technically has changed your life in some way. Let's hope it's for the better. Yeah, so I guess I'm not going to talk too much about the album itself prior to the listen along, because it may not make sense for context, I don't know. But hey, hopefully you've already heard one of the songs that's on the album. The Man with the Metal Heart was released, God, was it a month ago now I released that? I think it was. I think I released it a month ahead. So yeah, so that song's been out in the wild for a little while, which is good. I do like that song. I think good choice for a lead single, personally. I think it's very much like, you know, if you liked that song, then there's a very high chance you'll like the rest of the album. You know, it's very much in the same vein, very much written in the same sort of time, and you know, for the same sort of stuff. So yeah, if you dug that song, I think you'll dig the rest of the album. I think maybe at some point, maybe I should put together like my own, like DMCA free rock mix. I was thinking maybe at some point I could just put like the instrumentals of all the songs, but I feel like maybe some of them aren't chill enough. Like some of them could do kind of well, but then some would be like, oh fucking Are there any solo songs on this? A couple, yes. It kind of comes and goes, you know. I think there's a variety. There's some sort of upbeat mid-tempo-ish songs, there's a couple of high-energy fast ones, there's a couple of slower ones. Yeah, there's a little bit for it. There's a little bit of everything for everyone. No. Yeah, there's a couple of slightly slower songs, and a couple of very, very fast ones. Make a DMCA free rock mix on a throwaway YouTube account and sue anyone who uses it. Easy money. That's actually one of the interesting things to see, because one of the things I don't actually know when it comes to my distributor, the distributor I use, is I don't know whether they claim stuff on YouTube or not. I don't think they do, because on my anniversary stream I did play The Man with the Metal Heart, and I don't think that's been like claimed or anything. But this will be like the big test. Like if I get like a big email saying you have been claimed by I'm assuming 1RPM will be like it'll be on the behalf of the distributor. That'd be very funny if I get like an email saying you have been claimed by Connor Alexander, and I was like, ah, shit. But that actually has happened to people before. I know Vinny Vinesource's band Red Vox, like he's played that on stream and he's been claimed by like I don't know if it's a label or the distributor or whatever that he uses, but like he's been claimed on that before, and it's like, no, I'm not trying to claim people on YouTube. But yeah, I don't think it gets claimed. So theoretically anyone could play my music on their streams or anything, and hey, as long as, you know, some sort of eyes or ears eventually come to me, that's fine. You know, like there's no money in music, to be completely honest. There's like the main way people listen to music is streaming, and you make peanuts from it. Like real, like actual, like big fucking mainstream artists make peanuts from it. So fucking schmucks like me aren't even making like the thought of a peanut. Which is why, you know, if you do like the album, you know, the best way to like monetarily support me is to buy it on Bandcamp. Obviously, streaming is appreciated. Sharing it and getting it to as many people as possible is always very important as well, especially with how algorithmic, if that's the right word, a lot of, you know, streaming services and a lot of these apps and a lot of the industry is nowadays. Yeah. All right, 10 minutes to go. 10 minutes to go until we all have a good old listen to the album. Actually, I want to check them out. I want to check that like the audio sounds fine. I've checked it on my end. As far as I'm concerned, it sounds all right. But maybe I should check with you guys just to be safe. So give me a second. I'm gonna pause this. Go to this. Skip ahead a little bit. I'm gonna play this and. Right, how does this sound? When I was checking the other day, this sounded fine. And don't worry, these aren't spoilers. This song has been before. Turn the mic and audio up, but the balance between two is good. Okay. So as I said earlier, so I'm probably not going to be talking during the album. I'll be in the chat writing stuff instead. So I'm not too worried about the mic being a bit quiet comparatively. I kind of didn't actually think about that. I was like, oh, I was checking it. I was like, oh wait, yeah, no, this is pretty much like the same volume as my mic. I didn't. But okay. Give me a second again. I shall. I'll turn it up like a smidgen. Whether or not this is a smidgen, I don't know. Smidgen enough for me. There we go. I forget that like, I've got to like mute the desktop audio. I've got. So it's like I was playing some music there, but none of you were like hearing the stuff. But yeah, so as I said, optimal way of listening along to the album is through a streaming platform of your choice that doesn't have ad breaks. So if you've got like a Spotify Premium or something like that, you don't have to go through like the 4 levels of compression or whatever that that will be on Twitch. But obviously you don't have to. You know, you can listen to it along on the stream. You know, we will be doing that as well. And yeah, I'll be trying to give some, you know, vague commentary alongside the album in chat. I have no, as I said, I have nothing pre-planned, nothing prepared to say. So, if there's just a whole song that I just sit back and go, nope, no trivia for this one. Then just pretend I'm really admiring how good the song is, you know? If I've got nothing to talk about, just imagine I'm sitting back here going, that's a good song, you know? But they're all good songs. So, I should actually point out, this is going to be like a very minor thing, but at around the midpoint of the album, if you are listening to it on streaming services, it will get slightly desynced. It's not gonna matter. Like, by like desynced, I mean I've got like the titles of the songs will like change as they change through the album. And I'll probably talk more about this later. But there was a deal with like silences during the album that my distributor was like, no, don't do that. Whereas, so the version that I'm listening to is being played on stream is all like the original mixes without the 5 seconds of silence cut short or whatever, which is actually the same version that's on Bandcamp. So if you listen to the Bandcamp version, it's maybe like a couple of seconds longer. What did the distributor have a problem with? So it's more so like streaming platforms apparently have a problem with this. in that they don't allow more than 5 seconds worth of silence in a track. I don't know whether that, and I don't know whether they mean like all at once, or you know, like you can't have like 2 seconds of silence here and then 3 seconds later at a later point. It's not clear. They just said you can't have 5 seconds of silence. So one of the songs, actually it hit a couple of the songs, but one of the songs in the middle has like ends and then kind of has like a few seconds of silence before the next one comes in, and they were like, no, that's too long, get rid of that. So I like had to quickly like I've like submitted like the whole album, and they're like, oh, could you get rid of like that 5 seconds of silence? So I'm like, oh, fucking open up fucking Cubase, drag like a thing, like a fucking fucking like thing, and then like rip it again. And it's like, well, I couldn't be bothered to do that on like upload the songs again on Bandcamp. So on Bandcamp, like I think it's there are 2 tracks which are like will be slightly longer than like the streaming services version. But it's like whatever, you know. 5 seconds of silence is a great song name. It actually gets me thinking, like, that whole thing, because obviously it's something that's very much new. Like, I have a theory as to why it got introduced. I don't want to get too into it, because otherwise I'll run into the 8 o'clock start I want to have. But it actually makes me think, like, there are some things that you couldn't do now, because, like, one of the examples I think of is, on the Bloodhound Gang album, Hooray for Boobies, yes, that is what it's called, there's a track called, The 10 Greatest Things About New Jersey, and it's just 10 seconds of silence. You can't do that anymore, because streaming platforms would be like, no, you can't have 10 seconds of silence, you can't do that. But, you know, so if some like small artist wanted to do some sort of similar thing, they'd be like, no, do that. Just put a very quiet white noise. Yeah, that you probably could, like, if anything, that's probably how I got away with it in other cases. For example, the first track on this album has a bit of a build-up, and I was very much surprised that, like, the intro didn't get caught as like a 5 seconds of silence thing, because to me it at least takes about like 5 seconds or so before it definitely takes at least 5 seconds before you can hear it, unless you have your volume on like full blast. But yeah, right. Okay, so something I'm going to do, so we're very much near the time of listening. I am going to play 1 minute of ads, which I know is a bit, but it's to get rid of pre-roll. Like, so if people come in, they don't have to sit through an ad to get to the actual listen along. So I'm going to hit the ads for a bit, and then... Well, I was like, hit the ad for a bit, hit ad, but that's 21 minutes. Okay, so that'll get you through like the first half, we'll say. But I think you still get like, what's it called? I think subs still get no ads. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just gonna do some last minute. Last minute tweets and shit. I don't know why I always use 3 exclamation marks. If I'm showing excitement, I'm like, 3 is the magic number for exclamation marks. Okay, we should be back. Right. Okay, I tell you what, actually, I'm going to start it very much in a second, but I'm going to be right back so I'm going to go to the toilet real quickly, and then I'm going to join you for the listen on. So I'm going to be right back myself very quickly, and then we'll get into it. So I'll see you in a sec. so pathetic. It's so pathetic when you don't know what's going on. Almost impressive. Almost impressive when you find out what you do wrong. And well, maybe it works out in the end. But until then, you just keep on telling yourself that it's all pretend. Come a little closer. Tell me what to do. Come a little closer. 'Cause I think I could fall in love with you. They're a good-looking girl, better looking boy, 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 good-looking girl, better looking boy. and she seems so hard to shove, because I think I need her too much, and now I'm walking alone with this crutch. I think it's getting out of hand, 'cause I can't hold on to the end. I know it's getting to my head, 'cause I've become so obsessed. It must be time to let her go, but I can't face myself when I'm alone. She helps me ease my mind and just let go. Can't stop myself from coming back, and before she fades to black, she helps to replace everything I lack. And I think it's getting out of hand, 'cause I can't hold on to the end. I know it's getting to my head, 'cause I've become so obsessed. I think it's getting out of hand, 'cause I can't hold on to the end. I know it's getting to my head, 'cause I've become so obsessed. Is it easier to move on from things that happened than things that never could have been? I think things I never said have left me for dead, and now you're under my skin. And you don't know, but it's killing me. The things I'll never know that weren't meant to be. And you don't know that it's killing me, but it is. I hope that you're happy with everything you've got. I hope that you're at peace and you're everything I'm not. I think of reasons to forget the things that I regret, because it's not much else. And you don't know, but it's killing me. The things I'll never know that weren't meant to be. And you don't know that it's killing me, but it is. I just hope it's not killing you like it's killing me. And I just hope it's not killing you like it's killing me. I just wish I could know if we were even meant to be, but now it's killing me. Whatever happened to all of the dreams that we used to have? Did they all just fade away like stars in a sunrise and clouded days? Hang over my head, remind me of things that I can't forget, like brandings burned onto my mind. And now I've burnt out and I can't rewind. I'm 20 years old, and what have I done? Nothing to show for anything at all. I'm 20 years old, so what do I do? Is it way too soon to be looking for you? I'll never forget you, no matter how hard I seem to try. And your smile could save my life, but not that I get what I need tonight. So send me on my way, send me an army to fight this war. Send me a damsel in distress, send me a home that's worth fighting for. 20 years old, and what have I done? Nothing to show for anything at all. I'm 20 years old, and what do I do? Is it way too soon to be looking for? And I don't wanna die alone, but I don't I just wanna feel like I belong. Just give me some hope and I might hold on. Thrown away chances, I've hid from my fears, I've battled and fought with remorse. It's gotten me nowhere, so give me just one shot, and maybe a dozen or more to miss. 'Cause if I can tell you the truth, I sure could use the practice. Setting sail into mystery, overseas of destiny. Well, I can't get what I want, take what I need. She won't quite know it yet, she's got a bounty on her head, and I won't be coming for her dead. I think my heart has had enough. Time to get what I wanna love. I've wasted so much damn time, so I can wait to make you mine. I'm a kamikaze pilot flying high into the night, and I'm gonna take you out once you're in my sight. Take cover 'cause I'm about to blow. This rusted metal heart is known to explode, and I'll help you to your feet if you help me back on my own. I think my heart has had enough. Time to get what I wanna love. It seems to be that love is for the opportunists. And I like to think that I am an optimist. It could be better, can't get much worse, but only when I think about how much it hurts. The ignorance to love might truly be bliss. I need a plan of action. The worst part is waiting for something to happen. The worst part is feeling like you're going nowhere. I gotta say something to her. I found myself by searching for a missing person. Think now I know better, but I still haven't found them. Maybe I'll find them if I stop looking. And I'm the king of overthinking things. 'Cause you showed up and I might just change the description. I need a plan of action. The worst part is waiting for something to happen. The worst part is feeling like you're going nowhere. I gotta say something to her. Sometimes I think that I'm in the right place. Conversational, pleasant enough and not a waste of space. Is it too much to ask? I don't need an award. Maybe it is, I don't need to be adored. But I find myself wishing I had something witty to say. I need a plan of action. The worst part is waiting for it all to happen. The worst part is feeling like you're going nowhere. I gotta say something to her. Settle down, but I need my brain to just calm down. Learn how to crawl before I run. The only one I should be looking out for is number one. Give me some time to think eyes and it's become crystal clear. Hindsight can tell you where to go, but I haven't been there yet, so I don't know. So, that was The Magnetic People. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you guys liked it. As I said, I put a lot of time and a lot of effort into that. I hope you guys thought it was good. Hope you guys liked it. I'll put this back on now. But yeah, so now we can just talk about it. Now that we've, listened to it. Now that we've, heard it, we can have a little chat. I hope you guys liked my little comments during the album. I thought I did a good job considering I had no notes prepared or anything. No things going into it. I think there were like a few I should mention this. I should mention that part, but I think I did alright. I better catch up on the first half of my 2 hours. It's good. It's good. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. It's good. Thank you. Yeah, so what do we do? What do we do now? Now that we've talked it all. Now we've listened to it. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna link the album links again. The 20-year-old song gave me depression, thanks. Good. That's what it was intended to do. As it's weird going back to that song. It's weird going back to that song, thinking like, oh, 2018, 2017, when I wrote some of these songs, when I wrote all these songs, that's not that long ago. That was like, that's just a couple years ago. I'm like, oh shit, that's all, like, it's almost gonna be 5 years now. Like, it's almost like, in a few months, it'll be like 5 years since I started writing. this album, because kind of that's almost kind of like 20 is very much like, well, that's why that's like the mid part of the album, is that the album was very much written based off of the turning of me 20. The turning of me being 20. I just had to phrase that, but yeah, it was, you know, that was kind of much turning 20 and going like, huh, I kind of want to take a step back and think about things for a second. Think about what the heck is going on with my life and shit like that. And yeah, so it was all kind of like a lot of the first half of the album was written, like the songs kind of started very much close to sort of end of 2017, sort of November-ish, and then I think the second half kind of takes more of a broadly 2018, like the last couple tracks, Plan of Action and Becoming Magnetic, were like, they're like God, when were they written? They were like September, October, I think, of 2018. Whereas Kamikaze Pilot and Anywhere Else were like, maybe like mid. They were like late spring, early summer, I reckon, of 2018. But yeah, it's weird to think that's almost, that's gonna be almost 5 years ago now. And as I said during in the chat, Killing Me was written way before that. Like, very much like all of this album was written as like the intention of being the Magnetic People. So like with All Right was very much just like a selection of songs that I had that thought kind of fit together. Like, I did kind of end up thinking, oh yeah, these songs kind of like make sense in my mind as like a collection. But you know, like All Right is like from 2000. I guess these are in a way from 2016 to 2018 as well. But I don't know, they kind of very much span different parts. Whereas the Magnetic People was like, no, I'm, you know, it's weird to say, like, it's almost like I sat down and went, I'm going to write an album. It's more just, I guess I just wrote songs where, like, started out being like, oh, these kind of all feel like I'm building towards this sort of idea in this project, and it eventually becomes conceptualized and it becomes an idea, and you can then kind of flesh it out. But yeah, but Killing Me was written way before that. Killing Me was written like late 2016 with no connection to the album whatsoever. Like the Magnetic People was not even a thought at that time. There were probably like a bunch of other album concepts that never made it out. In fact, probably at the time, All Right was probably the closest thing to a concept that would get realized when I was writing that song. But yeah, then like a few years later, I kind of occasionally I do this thing where I'll go back and I'll look through like some of the old stuff that I've written, and most of the time I just go, wow, I sucked. I just go like, well, thank God I don't write like this anymore. But Killing Me was like one of the few exceptions where I was like, no, I could use that. I could actually use that song. That could go very well. And yeah, and kind of it's weird because this sounds like it's not good in a way, but there is an intentional sort of like I think I'd call it like musical whiplash, going from the outro of The Replacements to Killing Me, where like the outro to The Replacements is just kind of like loud sort of wall of guitars. It's very, very heavy, very fast. And then you just kind of go, bam, and here's a very soft, sad acoustic song. It's very much sort of, there's an intentional sense of whiplash there, which I think works. I think it works very well to just have it all of a sudden come to a complete halt of momentum. And yeah, and then it kind of builds itself back up with 20 again. Yeah, so we mentioned earlier that streaming services occasionally have this problem with the 5 seconds of silence. So the two tracks that were problems for that were 20 and Becoming Magnetic, which is weird. Like, maybe I do actually have like the updated version of 20 on here in that, because that didn't seem like 5 seconds of silence before Kamikaze Pilot started. Maybe that was just like, like the audio fader thing fading down, I don't know. But yeah, but there was that, and then there was the like few seconds of silence between the end of like Becoming Magnetic and the little hidden track. I don't think it's a hidden track, because like I don't know if I'd call it a hidden track anyway, because there's, I mean, the fucking gap is like not even 5 seconds in most places you can listen to it. Like the only place where it might be more than 5 seconds is on Bandcamp, because I didn't change that version, I didn't re-upload it, and that was a very, I say fun, it's actually frustrating, because when I was uploading it to my distributor, I had no idea this like 5 seconds of silence thing was a thing. So I was just like, okay, this will be fine, whatever. And then I get like a little message, a little pop-up saying like, oh, this song has a problem. You can't have more than 5 seconds of silence. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'll change that. Change it, change it for 20. He goes, okay, that's fine now. Okay, good. Same thing for Becoming Magnetic. It's like, oh, you can't have the 5 seconds silence thing. Okay, sure. Change it. No. Change it again. Like, keep shortening it by until I think it's like, not 5 seconds anymore. And they're like, no, it's not fine yet. I was like, okay, I'll change it again. Not fine yet. I was like, okay, how about now? Yeah, it's fine. Good. That's good. And I'm like, okay, good. Send the album off. It's waiting. I'm waiting on it. And then like a week later or something, I get an email back saying, actually, this song has a problem. And it's because Becoming Magnetic still has 5 seconds of silence in it. And I'm like, why didn't you tell me? Why did you lie to me and say that it was fine when it was not? So I was like waiting for my fucking album to get approved and sent off to all the streaming services and shit, just for them to come back to a problem that they could have already told me, because they already had at different points. Thank you, yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, so I guess that's the thing, the hidden track is dead in the streaming age. No more hidden tracks, which I guess I could understand, but you can't even have like I want to find what, because I tweeted about this when it happened. I tweeted about like the 5 seconds of silence thing. I'm pretty sure. I want to see what I said from it, because I remember I referred to it in an interesting way. I like hidden tracks too. They can be interesting. Try the really quiet white noise thing. Yeah, I think if I ever do that again in the future, that's probably what I'll try to do. But I don't know. I've never really had the intention of doing like hidden tracks, I guess, but in case I ever do, oh, there you go. We're making some last minute changes to the album because my distributor can't handle more than 5 seconds of artistic silence. SMH my head. I referred to it as artistic silence, and I think that was when. Actually, no. I think that could have been for either 20 or Becoming Magnetic, because like it's a weird thing to think about, like purely just having like literally no sound can be an intentional choice, and it kind of is. Like, I don't know, like I didn't want, like, there's a reason why when 20 ends it doesn't immediately hard cut into Kamikaze Pilot. Like, I know I liked the musical whiplash from the Replacements to Killing Me, but I think there's still, there still needs to be a gap. I think I need to give you like maybe like a second or two to process the ending of 20 and how that the end of that song, before then going, oh fuck, it's fucking Kamikaze Pilot hard rock, you fucking headbang song, And the same kind of thing with Becoming Magnetic, where it's like, you know, that few seconds of silence is there to give the intention, like, well, the album is over, the album is finished, it's done, and then in fades like this little kind of like synth organ sort of, as I said, I called it like an epilogue, which I guess is how I say it. Like, it's not really like an outro because it's not connected to the song, but yeah, I kind of see it as almost like this weird little kind of like epilogue. This is like instrumental epilogue sort of thing. And it's like, you know, there's a reason why there's that little gap of silence, because even though it is actually like, it uses like the same chords, it is based off of that song, it's not part of that song, you know? It's like a post-credit scene. it's the musical post-credit scene, you know? As I said, that part was actually written as like the intro. Like, that was another one of those, I hadn't quite thought, like, how do I open this song? How does this song open? So I kind of like wrote out like this little bit of like little synth organ-y sort of keyboard part, and then I was like, actually, that, like, I still don't know how that then transitions into like the rest, into the actual song. So I just thought, you know what, that's how it sounds more like an outro anyway. We'll put it at the end. But yeah. Yeah, so there's me. It's my semi-rant on, like, you know, the artistic use of silence. So actually, I want to say, because we briefly brought this up during the beginning of before we listened to the album, but I have a theory as to why streaming services don't like you using more than 5 seconds of silence. And my theory is. My theory is, I don't know how long ago this was. It feels like it could have been ages ago. There's like this weird, like, I guess probably indie anyway, like funk band called Wolfpack, something like that. And they did this thing where, in order to fund a tour, they did this thing where they wanted to do a tour where all the shows were free, but the way they funded it was they made an album that was like entirely silent. It was just complete silent, and the idea was you put it on when you go to sleep, and you just let the album play during your sleep. So they would get all the money from streaming services, and it would just be and it wouldn't do any, like, and there was no actual music. And pretty much Spotify didn't like that. They're like, no, we know we pay you peanuts, but you will not game the system. So that, I don't have any, like, hard confirmation, but that's my theory as to why they have like a no more than 5 seconds of silence, like, policy. Free money glitch. It basically was like, if you have a decent enough fan base, you can do that, or you could anyway. How did the last album end up doing? Any cash, many downloads? So not a whole lot. I did make a couple of quid from it because somebody bought it. Just said, if you want to support monetarily, the best way to do that is buying the album on Bandcamp. Obviously that's not the only way to support me as an artist and to support the music. Listening to the album and the albums obviously help. Sharing it with friends. Even doing weird shit like, not weird shit, but like putting it in playlists. Like, if you include my music in playlists, then Spotify or whatever streaming service will go, oh, clearly this music is like this music. So it'll recommend it to other people who like the other stuff. So if you put it in like a playlist with like a band like Weezer or whatever, which I cite as like one of my inspirations for some of my stuff, then if enough people do that, I guess, eventually, then it will go, oh, you like Weezer, you will also like this guy. Can I put the music on when I stream? Absolutely, you know. I'd say one of the like best ways for an indie artist to get support is through word of mouth. It's pretty much one of the only ways to get support as a small indie artist. So the more people share it, the more people who get like the name out there, the word out there, the better, you know? Like, streaming services want to pretend that they will help you and shit like that. They will help you as soon as it's beneficial to them, you know. Until like you are pleasing to the algorithm, they will not do shit for you. And it's very sad. It's very sad that that's the case, but that's how it is. So yeah, you know, the more that like other people can help, the better. And I realize that may make it sound like I do nothing on my end, but trust me, I do. I fucking stayed up last night fucking sending the album off to a bunch of fucking like indie blogs and shit like that, and just going like, please listen to my album. It's good, I swear. And sending off to like various stuff. But even that only goes so far, you know. It's a little bit of, you know, everyone very much needs to, we all need to band together, okay? Join 100 Discords and put it in the art channels, that's what you do. I guess that's the thing though, is sometimes it feels like, honestly, like, it feels like sometimes it can feel like a more sincere recommendation. Like one sincere recommendation could be worth more than like, you know, 100 sort of like shares in like an art channel Discord or whatever. Like, I'm not saying whether or not it is, I personally don't know. But I feel like if you know, doing that sort of thing, it could definitely gain you, I'm sure it probably can, like, gain you attention and, you know, gain you views and eyes and ears or whatever you're looking for. But I don't know, it feels like, it's almost very much like doing that is a sort of shotgun method. It's very much just like throwing it at a wall and seeing what sticks, seeing, like, just trying to get anything. Which I guess, you know, some people probably would recommend as, like, a method. As I said, I don't know. I may occasionally talk a bit out of my ass with this, because I think it's also just a difficult thing being, with it being rock music. It's very much not the in genre at the moment, you know. I think I kind of realized that it's like, my music is definitely the type of music that like would probably do way better if I were like out there gigging, possibly doing like open mic nights, if I was like, you know, on like a circuit of sorts, you know. But I don't, for various reasons, we'll say. So it's a little bit harder to sort of, you know, get the attention on the deep sea of the World Wide Web, but how does one even gig? I mean, that's the question, isn't it? It's like, you fire a link to local bars. So yeah, probably the best way to get started in that sort of thing is open mic nights. Is just go to open mic nights. Wherever is hosting an open mic night, go to them. Just go to open mic nights. And I guess it's sort of, eventually, there'll be someone at an open mic night who will go, hey, I do this thing, whatever. I can, like, you know, put you in contact. I guess that, you know, manage you, as it were. I don't fully know, because I've never really been involved in that sort of side of things. Like, yeah, like, it's weird. As I said, like, despite the fact my music, the sort of music I make is very much the type of music that would benefit from doing that sort of thing. Even when I was in, like, bands in the past, we just rarely ever do gigs. Just because, like, never had the time, never had the ability or patience or whatever. I think we were always focused on recording stuff for some reason, which works for me now, but maybe didn't back in the day. I don't know. But yeah. Yeah, I think it's one of the things where, again, like, the momentum helps. So, like, you know, once you're in touch, once you know people who can get you, like, connections to clubs or whatever, not like clubs, but like, you know, venues, you're very much, you know, once you've kind of got your foot in the door and you know people and you have the connections and you've networked or whatever, Yeah, then it's possibly just a matter of consistency. It's a matter of just grinding, essentially. But it's that getting your foot in the door, it's making those connections, I think. And again, there's a little bit talking out my ass because, as I said, I've never really been one for doing gigs. This is all just like sort of taken from like offhand experience because my brother-in-law is in a band and he does like actual gigs and like actual tours and stuff like that. So before you say, oh, why don't you use like him as a connection? It's like his band's heavy metal, so we're very much like we're very much like not in the same network, I guess. Get your foot in the door and start grinding sounds like dating advice. Yeah. He's older or younger than you? So it's my brother-in-law, and he's older, a couple of years older. So he's married to my sister. As I mentioned, actually it appears on the album. My sister played the saxophone on The Replacements. Did a good job, I think. But it's actually funny because I guess my actual brother does also do band stuff as well, but he does like brass band stuff. He plays trombone in like brass bands and shit, so he goes off and does gigs occasionally as well, but he's in like another completely different area. Though I guess there's a bit more of a disconnect from like, you know, alt rock and brass band than there is alt rock and heavy metal. Yeah, as I said, in terms of, you know, if you want to show support, if you want to help this be more of a thing for me, then even though like monetarily the best way to do that is just buying the album, in terms of getting it out there, actually like just listening to it on streaming services, on Spotify, sharing it with people, putting the songs in playlists and whatever, doing that whole thing probably ends up being better in the long run. And as I said, like, I don't think the album, like, listening to any of my music should hit you with like a copyright claim or anything like that. So if you want to listen to it on your Twitch streams, if you want to put it in your YouTube videos or whatever, if you want to do a silly little TikTok dance to it, which actually that's like that's another way that is like TikTok is apparently a very good way to like sort of do shit with music. Yeah, if you want to do any of that sort of stuff, go right ahead, do it, you know, like, you know, I'm sure there's some sort of saying to do with like, I'm not, I like, my mind is like turning to no publicity is bad publicity or whatever, but it's like, oh, there's no, but it's not, unless, I guess, unless you're just shit talking on the album, which maybe, but I don't know. Please don't do that. That was actually the thing though. I remember, I don't remember how I stumbled upon this, but I remember seeing, if you go on like the website Fiverr, there's like an entire like category of people who will like use your music or whatever, like just in like TikToks, they'll be like, oh, pay me and I'll, you know, do a silly little dance to your song or whatever. And it's like, there's like part of me that's like, how well does that do? Like, how good would that do as publicity, as like, you know, vaguely manufacturing interest of just like, if you just, you know, if I just paid like a bunch of people on TikTok to just do their silly little dances to my songs, how many would, like, how much traction would that actually get? I guess if it's a big person. And yeah, see, I think that would be where it kind of kind of would be a bit blurry, but like, where it's like, I don't know, I feel like like the bigger you are, presumably the more expensive they'd be to do. It's just a matter of getting it out there. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. People hear that song and be like, I want to make a TikTok with that sound. What's the name? What song got big like I mean, there are plenty of songs that got big, that have been big like that recently, like in the last couple of years. And I'm pretty sure like that's how like the mute stream music is screwing up. Something at your end or on my end? How's the sound for everyone else? I don't know if that's on my end or not. Oh, the Bezos one. I think I know what you mean. I think like the Bo Burnham song. It's another indie one I really liked. I can't remember it all now, so I guess it doesn't work that way. Great. Yeah, it's interesting how that sort of stuff works, you know. Like I've just, you know, like sometimes you see like slightly moving away from music for a bit. It's like you'll see Twitch people put like clips up on TikTok or whatever, and it feels like it, you know, it can do a good job at like getting you seen on TikTok, but it's like how good does it do at like translating that audience to, you know, where you actually are, if that makes sense, you know. You know, like if, you know, it was like, oh, if all these people like hear your song on TikTok, it's like cool, but it's like, okay, but how many people like actually then like take an interest in you as an artist and like the rest of your shit, you know? I'm thinking about how to advertise the art school as well. Reddit has ads for $5 a day. I think that would work for you. Twitter is almost impossible. It's like $200 a day. Yeah. I haven't actually like ever really thought about ads. I think I just think, like, I don't know. I think it's because in my mind I don't care about ads. Like I'm very much like I very much see it from my perspective. So I'm very much like oh, if I, you know, I mean, I've fucking like got ad block nuking everything, but like if I saw like an ad for like oh, look at this album, I'd be like, yeah, whatever. Like wait for the 5 seconds to pass and then skip. I mean, pretty much like I think the only time I see ads now is if I go on YouTube on my phone, and almost every single ad is for TikTok, which is kind of hilarious, by the way. It's just like, hey, here's an ad from our competitor, from like our main competition. He's saying, go to our app instead, asshole. But you know, like, but I've never gone to TikTok, never. Though to be honest, TikTok ads are shit. Like, they're terrible. They are so fucking bad, and I don't like. And because I just like either half the time they're either just like they actually are what TikTok would be, but they're just the phenomenally bland side of TikTok. Like I know, funny, I was talking about people doing their silly little dances to the song, and yeah, and sometimes you'll get an ad that'll just be like, oh, here's a person doing a little dance to a song, and it's like that. Oh, I gotta check out this whole thing. You've pretty much seen it. like you've seen it. I don't think you need to go to TikTok to watch the remaining like 2 seconds of that person dancing to a song. And then half the other time it's just like some weird sort of like, here's like a fruit being cut up, and it's just like a stop motion animation of just like a strawberry going, and it's like TikTok, and it's like. And there was this one that was just a woman in a yoga class explaining a video on TikTok to a friend, and it smells so bad. I hate when people do that. Just show me the video. I feel like there's a lot of that on TikTok. There's like kind of freebooting, I guess you would call it, where it's just like somebody makes a video, and then somebody else does a TikTok that just them going like, wow. Or like, you know, somebody they do like the pointing thing. They do like the pointing to the bubble of text, and then someone else and then someone else's video plays. I don't know. But hey, speaking of pointing to text, wow, album links. You can listen to it on your favorites. I say your favorite streaming service. I'm sure if your favorite is a really obscure one, it might not be on there. But if you love the normie ones, it's there. If you love Spotify, it's there. If you love Apple, it's there. Tidal, it's there. Fucking Deezer, it's there. It's on Amazon, which sucks, by the way. I don't remember why, but I tried to listen to one of my songs on the Amazon Music the other day, and it's like, oh no. If you don't actually have like Amazon Music, it's not like you can go on Spotify, you can open up the fucking web browser version of Spotify and just listen to a song that you choose. It's like there's like a whole web browser version of Amazon Music, but if you don't have like the Amazon Music subscription, when you click on like play this song, it just plays a completely different song and goes, sorry, you can only choose the songs you want to play if you have the subscription. It's like, fuck off. What a terrible streaming service. Fuck you. It's like if YouTube, is the YouTube like plus version subscription, is that still called YouTube Red? Did they ever go back on that name? But it's like if for that, if that was like essentially mandatory, and it's like if you clicked on a video, if you didn't have like the YouTube Red subscription or whatever, it just played a random video instead. It just played whatever like viral video that's on the homepage that they wanted to show you. And they go, sorry, if you actually want to watch the videos of your choice, you have to pay. And it's like, and hey, if you're one of those weird people like me who likes buying music and owning it, it's on Bandcamp. It's just £5 £5. Wow, that's cheap. And when I say that's cheap, that is actually probably cheap for like an album. Like, I'm sure if I were bigger, if I were like a proper mainstream artist and I was releasing an album, a new album would probably go for like 10 quid in HMV or something, in a whatever American record stores they have. They probably have. Is HMV a thing over there? It's gotta be, surely. I feel like HMV is like definitely like a worldly brand. I don't know. Yeah, £5. £5. That's so cheap. That's okay. Probably more expensive in like dollars or whatever, but it's still cheap. It's still very cheap. But as I said, that's the monetary side of it. If you want to support, you want to support me as a whole, while that does help, sharing it with people, giving it recommending it to other people, and listening to it yourself. That's the good shit, Anyway, I feel like when we finish listening to the album, I feel like I've just sat here going like, now that you've listened to my album, please help me. Please, I'm dying. Please help me. Here's how you support me. Let's actually talk about the music. Let's talk about the album. Any questions? I'll open the floor to the chat. Anyone? What do people? I was gonna say, what do people like? What do people dislike? Don't tell me what you didn't like. Keep that shit bottled up. I don't want to hear that. Tell me the stuff you did like. Tell me that sort of stuff. Maybe I should. I'm gonna like scroll back through chat, see if it's like what sort of things. What sort of things did I miss in like the in the commentary? not sure. As I said, I feel like I hit most of the points that I probably wanted to say, maybe wanted to say. You know? So yeah, I mentioned briefly that the first single from the album, "The Man with the Metal Heart," which was released a month ago, that actually had a B-side, because I'm a weirdo who likes B-sides as a concept. I'm like, oh, I know they're called singles, but you know, I don't know. I like the idea of being like, oh, here's like the main song, here's like the song that will be on the album, and here's like a weird little bonus track that probably won't be on the album. But I find it weird as well, if it, like when people do like, here's the A side, you know, that's gonna be on the album, and here's the B side that is also just a song from the album. And it's like, oh, hang on, what's the purpose of the B side then? What's this? And I know like singles are like still a thing in the current age of music, in like the streaming era. B-sides are very much not, because it's basically like, I'm releasing 2 songs at once, but I'm promoting one of them. Like, it's more likely, I guess, that like an artist will do like a double A-side, which is basically just the idea. It's just that thing of going, I'm releasing, you know, here's the A-side, it's going to be on the album, and here's the B-side, it is also going to be on the album. So yeah, Man with a Metal Heart had a B-side called Lonely Times, which the only way that would actually, I say the only way they did, so that's on streaming services as well, but you don't get that for buying the album. You only get that with the single. Single's free, so like, pay what you want, so you can buy that as well, I guess, if you wish, but the single is in fact free. So you get, you know, you get the A side and the B side for as much as you want. And yeah, the kind of idea to me, the idea I kind of came into with B sides for this album anyway, because I do actually have a couple of other like bonus tracks, I guess, is I kind of had the idea of like, if there were like a deluxe version of the album, it wouldn't just be like, oh, here's the album, you know, here's like the original 10 tracks of the Magnetic People, and then here's like a few extra tracks on the end. Like, I'm sure maybe there'd be albums in the future where that would be the kind of idea, but to me it kind of like, no, the tracks sort of like slot into places, you know, the extra tracks kind of have a place in almost like the story, you know, the concept of it. I don't know whether you'd call the Magnetic People a concept album. I feel like it kind of follows the thing. I don't know. You know, it's a concept album just because it follows some sort of progression. I don't think it necessarily tells a story, but I don't know. I do not know. But yeah, so Lonely Times, the B-side from Man with a Metal Heart, to me goes like in between Good Looking Girls and the Man with a Metal Heart. So even though it's the B-side to the Man with a Metal Heart, to me in the album, in like the full deluxe like director's cut, I guess, it goes in between the two. And I guess if you're wondering like, oh, but so why isn't it on the album? I guess if you're wondering that, is, you know, I don't know, I guess there's always the idea of trimming the fat, you know, not making the album like too long, because I mean, like, what, Lonely Times is like another 4 minutes or so. So it's like, if that was on the album and another B-side that will be probably released at some point was on the album, that's like another 6-7 minutes. Actually, I have a thing for this. Hang on. I like to play this somewhere for this on my computer. That's like the full version. But there's actually another song, and this song doesn't tie into the album, because it's actually, so So okay, so what I'd like to do is I would like to release 2 more singles for this album, which I think in hindsight, at least one of them should have probably been done before, like before the album released. So Man with the Metal Heart released a month ago, and I said this during the listen along, as I think the second single I'd like to be Kamikaze Pilot. I think that, to me, that's like the second single of the album. That's like the next one. I think it works. I think they both kind of like show the different sides of like the halves of the album. It's definitely to me like an album of 2 halves. Kind of was intentional. I definitely did see it as like this kind of like when conceptualizing it, I very much did see it as like this is side A, this is side B sort of thing, as if it were like a vinyl record or whatever. Anyway, I think like if you got to pick like a representative from side B, I think it's Kamikaze Pilot. I think that's got to be the one. But yeah, so that'll. I think I'll probably try and release that as a single at some point. That will have a B-side, because of course it will. And then there is another song I want to do as a single, purely for like pretty much one reason, which fuck it, I'll spoil it. Is I think the third single would be Good Looking Girls. And part of the reason is because whilst personally I like the entire build-up it has on the actual song, like that entire like minute of like synth, organ, keyboard, like build-up, like little guitar noodles and pluckings and stuff like that, I think that's like very good personally. To me, it's also like, well, hang on. The song itself, I think, is very good, but because of that like minute of intro, it's kind of hard to like put it in places. Like it would be hard to put it in like a best of playlist or whatever, because of that like minute intro, where people would just go, "This is fucking minute intro, skip." So there's that part of me that thinks, okay, I need like a single version of it that kind of just skips to like the meat of the song, skips to like, doesn't have that intro. It just opens at the good part for the art-hating, low attention span Zoomers of today. I mean, I'm technically Gen Z as well, so. And to me, the B-side of that is an alt version of another song on the album, because I didn't actually have another song written. I didn't have like another full song written, so I just recorded kind of a weird version of another song, which I actually think is kind of cool. So that's definitely like a B-side that's worth checking out. But that's the thing, but I've thought about this as well, is like in the future if I'll do the same sort of thing. Because at some point I did kind of have the idea of like, as I said, you release a single and it's very much like oh, here's the single, like here's the song you should check out. Here's like, here's the Man with the Metal Heart. You should, go listen to this song and get excited for like the album that it's going to be on. And it's very much like, oh, and there's also a B-side which won't be on the album, so why would you care about it? So I kind of had the idea of like, maybe instead of doing B-sides, just kind of like once the album is done, like sometime after, go like, here's like a little EP of like of what the B-sides would have been. Here's like the little EP of bonus material, sort of thing. I think that could possibly be like a slightly better idea, as a way to do it. But yeah, we'll see how I do it in the future. We'll see. Because it's interesting, because I guess like talking more broadly about sort of how I consume music, I very much like never cared for like non-album singles, because I'm very much like I buy albums, I buy the albums. So if there's like a song that like, well, this song doesn't actually appear on any of their like full studio albums, it was just released as a single. I think take they're like Going Underground by The Jam, for example. Like that was just a single that didn't release on any of their albums. If you buy any of their albums, I think maybe unless you buy like a re-release, a modern re-release, it probably doesn't show up on them. Like I'm sure back in the day when everyone bought singles, that was probably fine. But in the current day, when I'm just like, oh, if I wanted to get into this band, I'd buy this album with like the songs that I know on it. It's frustrating. It could be, to me, it's frustrating when like the song you know isn't actually on any of their stuff. But then that's, in a way, I recognize that that's because I'm weird and buy music. In the age of like streaming, it's fine, you know? Like, it's as available as anything else is, you know? If you release a song that doesn't appear on any of your actual records, on streaming platforms, it's there. It's as there as everything else is, you know? In fact, it probably, like, you know, a non-album single probably gets better promotion than the album tracks on an album, you know, than the non-singles on an album. So, you know, so I thought like, oh, maybe I should do some of that as well, you know. There are other few songs I have that, like, to me kind of I don't have like an album for them. They're just like, this song just kind of exists in its own little world of this song. So maybe, you know, maybe you'll get the occasional like, here's this, you know, here's a random non-album single. I think it's the thing, and that's the thing, for my sort of music, I guess it works as well, because, you know, with the only way to buy my music being on Bandcamp digitally, you know, you could just buy the entire discography or whatever for like the discounted price, which you can do on Bandcamp. Wink. That wasn't an intentional kill, but you can in fact do that. In fact, I'm pretty sure if you buy my entire discography, I'm pretty sure you get it cheaper than if you just buy the album. If you just buy The Magnetic People, I think. Yeah, so because I've put All Right to be £3 now, there's a 50% discount if you buy my entire discography, which admittedly currently is an EP, an album, and 2 singles, only one of which has a B-side. You can get that for £4. So hey, if you're gonna buy the album, actually just buy the discography, because then you get the album, you get All Right, and you get the B-side on Man with the Metal Heart. That's still a discography. It is still a discography. It is still a discography. It's small, but it is one, and it will get bigger as time goes, because I've got so many more other things that I want to do, you know? Like, I've got plenty of, currently anyway, ideas in the bank. Like, I think you can't tell by the fact that, like, currently a lot of the stuff I've released is from like, was written in, like, 2017 or whatever. Because I was like, oh, okay, so what were you doing in between then? I was like, oh, well, I was still writing, I just wasn't recording. So eventually we'll catch up to, like, the stuff that's currently being written. Whether or not we'll get to, you know, whether or not it'll actually, like, catch up and I'll write stuff and then immediately release it. Who knows? It's currently on, like, a delay. But that's the thing, you know? Finish one thing, I already start thinking, what's next, you know? What do I want to do next? What is, like, the next album to work on? What is the next project? I'm glad I released this when I did, though. I very much think I feel like it's a very summery album, personally. Which is funny because I think actually most of it was written during the winter. It was written like I think when I first conceptualized it on a very just like cold winter walk. I was just like going for a walk on a cold winter day, just kind of, you know, just one of those like thinking walks, sort of, you know. And that's kind of when the album came about. That's when it like all the cogs started turning, and the first batch of lyrics started getting written. It's like a cold winter's afternoon. I don't know if it was actually cold. It might not have even been winter, but it sounds very poetic, doesn't it? It sounds very nice if you word it that way. But then in the end, I feel like, as I said, I feel like it's a very summery album. I feel like it's very much a, you know, you can enjoy a nice hot summer's day listening to a lot of these tracks. And then, you know, and then when it turns night and you know, and then you're lying in your bed, you can put on Killing Me in 20 and have a good old cry. It's got so many facets. It's got so many features to it. You can rock, you can cry. Slow version of the 20 song that I can play while I'm drinking whiskey alone. Is it not already slow? Is it not already slow enough? I mean, it has that very, you know, that big swell with the orchestra in the middle. I'm very pleased with how that came out. That orchestral bit, very triumphant, very dramatic. It's good. Maybe I could do that. Okay, you know, that would be like the 20 reprise version, you know, like 20 reprise, where it's just the chorus, but very sad, even sadder. Weird. I still feel, I don't know. I still feel a sense of weirdness in kind of doing this a bit, because it's like obviously I want to talk about the album, but I feel like in any attempt to like provoke the chat to talk about it and discuss, it feels like, I don't know, an attempt of narcissism. Like, so tell me, chat, what was your favorite part of my project? You know, it's like what parts did you enjoy the most of the thing that I made? It feels very like very you know, very egotistical, very toot my own horn-ish. In the middle of my workout, I can only type between sets. That's alright. That's no worries. The orchestrated part of the 20. Yeah, I think that came out well. That was good. I wasn't sure how was it going to come out, because to be completely honest, I used like the in fucking software, like strings or whatever, and it's like whether or not those like the in software like instruments sound good is like a toss up. Like keyboards will sound good with those like keyboards and organs and synths that are like baked into your like, you know, music editing software or whatever. Those are usually fine. But you know, like if you use like if you try and put like a guitar, it just sounds like a shitty MIDI. So it's like if you like, it's like no, if I have to record guitar, it's being done on that. By the way, yeah, I guess these are, you know, these are the instruments I use. It's the bass, electric guitar, acoustic guitar, vocals. But yeah, I think the strings sounded good. I really liked how they came out. I was also tempted to see if I could find like a string quartet or something on Fiverr, but I was like, you know what? Yeah, you know what? We'll be fine. Breakbot Baby I'm Yours. That was the song I was trying to think of. You remember? It does work. I will now pay all the TikTokers to do their silly little dance to a song of mine, and they can make me pennies. They can make me pennies off of my music. So yeah, I guess if you want like, you know, technical details and shit like that, you know, album was recorded from, I think I started like beginning of March this year, which really wasn't that long after I released All Right, which is fine because this was released much closer to when I finished recording to when All Right was. It's difficult enough to get a very small medium. Yeah, you know. It's difficult to get anything, so, you know, I'll take what I can get, to be honest. I'll take just people coming to these streams and going, hey, that was good. But yeah, I think I recorded it like beginning of March, I think. Probably finished. Oh god, when would I have finished? Maybe beginning of June, maybe. Which would have been what, like three months of recording, which is probably very short. I think like if a mainstream artist like went to their record label and said like, oh, we finished this album in like 3 months, the label would just go, no, you fucking didn't. Go back there and actually do it. But you know, being an indie musician, I get away with just going, no, it's done. Send it. It's done to me. Bye. That's the thing as well. I feel like, you know, maybe talking about like the idea of like being recognized or being like, you know, having an audience or whatever could make it seem like that's all I'm in it for, which is certainly not. You know, I very much go into this with the idea of it's music I make for myself, you know. It's the music that I want to listen. Like I make the music that I want to listen to. I said this at the beginning stream. I feel like there are artists who like once they release music, they don't go back and listen to it, and they're just like, yeah, whatever. I made an album. I don't need to listen to it. And it's like I kind of get that, but to me personally, it's like, well, no, I make the music I want to listen to. I will go back and listen to it, you know? It would be nice to get something though. Yeah, obviously, yeah. It would be nice to get something for your time and shit like that. But yeah, the point I was going to make was also, it is nice being this, you know, a small indie artist with no expectations, you know, who can just kind of do whatever they want, whenever they want currently, you know? You know, being on some sort of like big label and, you know, having sort of like, you know, like I've released an album. If this were like, you know, if I were like on a proper mainstream artist on like a major label or whatever, there'd already be expectations for like what do you do as a follow-up, you know? Like what's too different as a follow-up? What's too similar? What can you get away with doing? You know, will it be relevant? You know, would I just be like a one-hit wonder or whatever? It's like, if you're kind of a small indie artist, I don't have to worry about that. You know, I don't have to worry about all the stupid big shit that comes with being this like, this massive, like, you know, this massive mainstream thing, and that's nice, you know. But as I said, it's nice to get something. It'd be nice to get something. Take what you can get. It's how I see it, you know. Put the effort in, and if you get something back from it, that's pretty sick. That's good. You know what I can do. You know what I will do. I'll share some art stuff. That's something you can do. Because as I said, all the art was done by Decker, who's currently in chat. It's very good. One question: did I ever find out if I had a CRT? I haven't currently found out, but I'd probably go with no. I'll probably go with no, I don't have a CRT. So yeah, so can I do this? Whoa, that's big. Wait. Oh no, the mag. There you go. That's the album cover. You know, you've seen it, you've loved it, I'm sure. That's the album cover. Connor Alexander, The Magnetic People. If you want to see, I should still have it. Yes. If you want, if you want to see what I sent Decker to, so what he took and made beautiful. If I can actually, oh god. I'm sure I didn't send him a paint.net file. Apparently that's the only one I've got on my computer. Oh, you know what? I probably like snipping tooled it or something. Hang on. Let me actually save this as a PNG. Oh yeah, Discord. I think I sent it to you over Twitter actually, but yeah. There you go. So this is what I sent him, though without the text. I kept it so secret. I was like, no, he will not know the name. The thing I liked about your requests was that they were very simple and straightforward. Another guy asked me to do something for him, sent me like a mile long. I think it's ever getting done. Yeah. So this was what I sent him, this little thing, and then this was what he eventually sent back. This was the final one. It's very good. I'm very pleased with how it came out. It looks amazing. I think it looks wonderful. So yeah, I was going for a very like sort of minimalistic thing, I guess. Kind of, you know, the two magnets entwined into a heart. It's very beautiful, okay? It's very beautiful, very artistic. But I actually have some older versions. This was actually the third thing I came up with for the cover. So I'm gonna get rid of that one. So these are the two I didn't actually send to Decker. Like by the time I got around to like messaging him about this, I kind of decided which one I wanted to go with. Oh, that's okay. Thank goodness. I think like I put in a paint.net one as well, and it was like, no, I don't care. So this was the second version I had. This was going to be like a rough thing that I was thinking of. So I probably would have sent Decker something like this again, without the text on it. So sort of like I don't remember whose that is. Is that like? Oh, it's not Da Vinci. Who is it? Who's the guy? Who did the man? Who did? Who did that? Leonardo? No, Leonardo is Da Vinci. Who the fuck did the man? Who did the man? I probably wouldn't have got him that detailed. I don't actually. I probably hadn't thought of that as to whether or not I would have gone like, does he have his cock out or not? I hadn't thought about that. But it was, you know, I don't know, just a guy kind of like strung up by magnets. A very weird one, I think. That was sort of the second idea. I'm gonna take that off in case, I don't know, Twitch does cry about a guy having his cock out. Was the Mona Lisa guy? I think that was Da Vinci then. Da Vinci man? Vitruvian Man. Yeah, by Da Vinci. Don't like that one, not gonna lie. It's a good thing I didn't go for that, you know? As I said, that was kind of like a second, that was like an in-between idea. I don't think I was like as sold on that one. And then this one, so this was like my first one. This was like the first idea I had. And this is very much in line with sort of like the final one. It's very, very minimalistic, very simplistic. Just kind of a magnet with like a magnet with like a couple of dots on, sort of forming a smile, I guess. It's like, I don't know. It was kind of supposed to like the dots were supposed to be like, they were kind of supposed to represent people. And it kind of also looks like a smiley face, which I can't remember whether the idea of it being a smiley face was also intentional. It's like, oh, it was supposed to be like two people, and I wasn't sure how I was going to do that. I think there was like an alternate early version of that where like the dots were both grey, I think. That's like hang on. Why are you being awkward? I don't know, if you look at the grey, like, it's like, you know, the sort of like icon of, what's it called? People, you know, where you've got like the line and the dot being the head. The red part of pathway connecting the grey is their bodies, there's the red part also their bodies, and then they're doing the do. No, I think it's supposed to be like the grey is their bodies, and then I think I hadn't thought about the red bit was just that's a magnet. The red bit was just like it's a magnet. It looks like a magnet. But yeah, so this was kind of like the first version of the artwork I had. This was very much like the first idea, and that kind of stayed with me the longest. Like this was very much like you know, if you consider that like it was all like the entire album was conceptualized at like the end of 2017. This was very much like a last minute, you know, probably during recording thing. This was probably like, you know, May being like, actually, I'm gonna check that. When did I message Deca about the art? When did I do that? Because it would have been not long before then. So I messaged during April, or like late April. So yeah, so it probably this probably would have come around like early April. Like that's probably like considering like this idea was with me from like late 2017, and then this one just kind of like came out April 2022. Yeah, there's a bit of a very much on this sort of idea for quite a while. And yeah, and then as I said, it came out the final artwork being this. And as I said, I think very good. Very pleased with how it came out. I think it looks brilliant. And of course, the fun thing about doing singles is get to have artwork for them as well. You get to have artwork for the singles as well. And as I said, the artwork for the Man with the Metal Heart was also done by Decca. So this was the artwork for that, in case you haven't seen it. Very good, very lovely. So, you know, it's a good thing I picked somebody who can draw bodies, you know. Because if you want to see, I guess, what my attempt at drawing a body is, so this will be what I sent Decca. This is just so simplistic, so just, yeah. His pecs are so big, he really focused on chest day. Yeah, he's got that metal heart, so he's got to focus on the chest area. He's got to. So yeah, so I sent Decca this, and he gave back this, and you know, what a glow up, you know, what an absolute glow up. But that actually also wasn't the first version of that. There was another one that I had, and I moved away from the alternate one because it's maybe okay. I'm gonna say it was maybe a bit too dark, and you'll see what I mean, and you'll immediately go, yeah, no, that is a bit too dark. That is. The drawings were very helpful. They let you know exactly what you need to do. I'm glad. I feel like, yeah. I don't get a lot of artwork from people, but it was like if I can try and help, you know, them know exactly what I want from them, as much as possible, then that's good. But yeah, so this, as I said, this one wasn't sent to Decca. This was the original artwork that I was thinking of. This was sort of like the original style. And I said, very dark, very, yeah. And it's like I think I steered away from that because I just didn't think it reflected the song. You know, the song like it's very you know, dark, white, you know, contrasting. But it's like the song isn't that dark. It's not that. It's very you know, upbeat, kind of light. It's just not a very gloomy emo goth song or anything. Like I don't think it was necessary to have cover that dark. So I just kind of took the guy. It's the same guy, in case you can't tell. Sort of gave him color, made him not white, I guess, so he is still white in a way. I kind of changed. I'm mouthing over it, but you obviously can't see that. But I changed his heart a bit. Changed the heart, and then boom. That's yeah, and that's how we got the artwork, the album and the single, and it's very good. I'm very pleased with how it came out. It's Pog. So, you know, if you like that art, go follow Decca. He does more art that is also good like that. It's a very good artist. I will almost definitely get him to try and do the if I do end up releasing those two other singles. Yeah. So Decca can get ready. I'll probably contact him as well for that. So I probably won't have pictures ready. I've got ideas, but it's like, ah shit, I can't draw those. But yeah, it's good. It's good artwork. Good stuff. Go follow it. What else? At some point I did try and do music videos. I'm so bad with music videos. I fucking I hate it because I know having a music video is just another good way to like promote your shit. Like, I mean, my YouTube channel isn't massive by any means, but like I'd probably get like at least a couple of views from, you know, some people if I put it on YouTube, if I had a music video or something. And it's at least it's an easy thing people can see and listen to and, you know, acknowledge. God, I don't like shooting them. Every time I've tried to record like a music video, I'm like, no, it sucks. I don't like editing them. I need, you know, I need Decker to get into animation so I can, you know, I can hire him to do an animated video. That's what I need. Not a chance. Oh. Just learn Blender. That'll only be a 10-year sector. Yeah, sorry guys, I haven't put out my second album yet because I'm still working on a music video in Blender for Hero of the Night from All Right. It'll be done any day now. That's another thing, like, if you're like more in the I don't say in the industry, but you know, if you do that, like the stuff I was mentioning earlier, where like, you know, going to gigs, doing open mic nights, being like having networks, having a manager or whatever. If you have all that shit, you know, probably very much easy to just get a music video done, you know? You know, someone will know a guy who will know a guy or whatever, and it's like, oh yeah, they can shoot a music video. Just fuck off down like this woods or whatever, or this beach or something, and we'll record it. And it's like, good. But while it's very much just a me thing, it's like, right, set up my phone on a tripod. This looks fucking terrible. You know, record me like playing along to the song. Put it on the computer. Oh, this looks terrible. Edit it. This looks terrible. This is terrible. It's all terrible. If I just leave it at the music, you know, it won't be terrible. Yeah. So I know, you know, I know how much a music video would help sort of shit, but I don't know. I'm good with that. I very much do not possess the... It's weird. I was going to say, like, I don't possess the patience for editing, but I guess I specifically mean video editing, because obviously I mixed and recorded this entire album. Like, I clearly have some sort of patience for some sort of editing. It just isn't video editing. And the same when it comes to, like, doing stream highlights or whatever. I've done, like, a few, and now I'm just like... Yeah, whatever to him. Usually with the kind of filters and free video editors nowadays, you could make a decent looking video with half decent bits. Possibly, yeah, I don't know. If anything, it's probably more likely that, like, I've set my standards too high. And I just can't, you know, can't meet, like, my own standards or whatever. Which is possibly where, like, the cross-off is like, music-wise, I think I can. But possibly not with videos, I don't know. Just put music over clips from stream, easy. That would be a weird one. Well, I guess that would be like, was it fucking Lil Nas X when he did the fucking Old Town Road video? Didn't he like entirely shoot it in like Red Dead Redemption or something? You know, I'll record a music video entirely in like Harvest Moon 64, and it'll be fucking popping. At that point, I feel like you're just making an AMV. You're just making like an anime music video. Which fucking, there's people who do that on fucking Fiverr as well, by the way. The world of like music videos on Fiverr is fascinating. Because as I said, there's not just people who are like, oh, I'll, you know, dance to your song on TikTok or whatever. There are people who are like, oh, I'll do like, you know, I'll make a lyric video, or I'll make like a dance, like a full dance video, not just like a TikTok or whatever. And there are people who will do like anime music videos. And it's like, how worth it could that be? Like no offense to the people who do them, but offense to the genre. Like, how worth it could it be to be like, you know, to be like, okay, I'm gonna, you know, I'm gonna pay some guy to like put my song over fucking, I don't fucking know, Sword Art Online or some shit. The point is to be specific so you can find your niche, because the broader categories are all filled with established sets. I guess so, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I did so well when I was when I used to speedrun Harvest Moon. You know, it was a niche of a niche, as I call it. The niche of a niche. So it's very much like a, huh? Gotta go check this out. This is weird. You can't do this. Thick voice crack. Yeah. Just thinking like doing like a video where it's just like, you know you do like Guitar Hero Rock Band, where it's just like the band, you just like have that and like not even attempt to sync it up. It's just like a band playing a completely different song and a fucking like low poly fucking 3D audience just occasionally. Another thing about having this on music on is I can just take these moments where I'm just like, oh, I don't know what I'm supposed to talk about next. So I'm just gonna sit here and enjoy the music I'm listening to. I should say again, this isn't my music that's currently playing. This is by a YouTuber called Slamhaus. Slam H-A-U-S. DMCA free rock mix. It's very good. You know, it's very nice for these sorts of streams where you want to have something that's kind of related, you know, kind of musically similar. What you do that isn't, you know, Nintendo music or whatever. So you know, go check out this. We got 2 hours to go. Let's put it away at the samurai. Probably won't be a 4-hour stream tonight. I don't know. But it's very much a once the conversation has truly dried up, then I'll peace out for the evening. But I have been playing Way of Samurai off stream, but I was going through it through another run through. That's been like the sort of thing I've been doing these past couple of days in my off time. Still good. Still enjoying this game. Still enjoying it. Glad you enjoying it. Yeah, honestly, it's a really good recommendation. I really dug this game. I thought it was really good. Really like that you can check out the old one. That was something I was actually going to ask you at some point. I was meaning to ask, like, if you know, is it worth checking out the older ones, or is it very much like a, if you've played whatever like the best one is it worth going back to, or is, you know, are they still worth it in their own way? Not for polish the fudge content. Okay. But yeah, if they're still checking out, I might someday. I might. Why not? You know. I guess. You know, in terms of what we're gonna do next with, well, in terms of what we're gonna do next with stream, it's this upcoming week is gonna be. Tomorrow will be more Banjo-Tooie. I'm going to try and finish that off. And then, if I finish it off tomorrow, Wednesday and Friday will be one-offs. There'll probably be at least definitely one-off. I'll probably say Wednesday will probably definitely be a one-off. Though I don't know why. I haven't looked at my list of one-offs yet. If we don't, then we'll probably do it on Friday as well. Where are you at in Banjo-Tooie? So I just unlocked Cloud Cuckoo Land. So I think it's just. I think there's like the final set of the Jiggy challenge, the puzzle challenge, and then that's like the end of the game. So I think I've got like 9, I think, Jiggies before I can do that. So if I get a good run. Like, like the last stream I actually did like really well for Jiggies. I got like 12, 14 or something. I got like quite a lot of Jiggies in the last stream. If something like that happens again, if I just manage to like get on a roll, I think we could definitely finish it tomorrow. But yeah, and then, so yeah, so I'm gonna try and finish Banjo-Tooie this week. And probably sprinkle like 1 or 2 one-offs in there as well. And then next week I'm on holiday, so I won't be here. And then the week after I'm gonna try and start a big RPG, which I'll be doing polls on my Twitter for what game that'll be. But make sure you follow me there. I know, a whole week of, you know, not having to listen to me. Some would call that bliss, but you know. They can't set for me heading to Japan, it'll be early September. Oh, nice. Is that like moving there for a bit, or is that like holiday of your own or something? After that, your students will be in the middle of the night for me, so I won't be around. Oh, that sucks, but hey, I hope you have a good time, man. See you on Twitter, yeah. Moving abroad for a bit. Okay, nice. Well, I hope you enjoy Japan, you know? I hope you have a good time there. Hope it goes all well. I made me think, I actually had, you know, I kind of had no idea what, like, the time zone conversion was for Japan. Like, I know, like, I'm like broadly aware, like, oh, the rest of Europe is always like maybe like 1 hour ahead or something. America is like a few hours behind, I think. I never have any idea how much, because there's like 10 different time zones in America, and I don't even fucking know for Australia. But yeah, I didn't really think about what it would be for Japan. 6 a.m. Wow. You can say morning, yeah. Yeah, if you got it, like, you know, we'll say reasonable time, reasonable person early, you could, like, catch the end of a stream. Catch, like, the last hour or so, maybe. But yeah, I want to say, like, in terms of what's next for, like, music and shit, since, you know, the music talk stream, as I said, I've got other ideas. I've got more albums that I've got kind of in the old noggin banks to work on next. I don't know when I'll start work on them, because I don't know. I feel like if I just throw everything out now, you know, maybe burn out, maybe run out of ideas. I don't know. Who knows how that would go? That's what the girl would say. Babe, why are you up at this hour? Dude, I gotta say hey to my British guy. I gotta say hello to this British dude on the internet. You know what? It would be worth it, you know? It's worth it to say hey to the British dude on the internet. I'll just say I'm cheating, it's easier to explain. Well, damn, okay. Honestly, one thing I would like to try and do more is I would kind of like to do music streams. Like, I know that this is a very like music talky stream, but I mean like actually do music on stream. And I've tried to, like, you know, I say set it up, but I mean like, you know, see how it works, make sure it like actually works, and like it ranges from this could be fine with, you know, plenty of preparation to wow, this just doesn't work at all for some reason. This is just like these softwares, these like pieces of software just do not connect to each other whatsoever. It's very weird. Like, you know, like I've thought about like doing streams where like I create a piece of music, or like I make music with chat and like, you know, use chat can give input on like what the song sounds like and stuff like that. But like the audio edit, like the software I use for making music does not play ball with OBS at all. It's just impossible to get like the audio from it, and I feel like I've tried everything. But when I say that, I basically mean I've looked up guides, I've looked up YouTube videos, and they say do this, and then I do that, and it doesn't work. It's bullshit. I think it's something I would like to try and do. I always like occasionally toy with the idea and do like little test recordings of an actual live music stream. I think I would like to do that at some point. I'm not gonna say when that would be, because as I said, like I'm always just like testing it, going like, does this sound good? Does this sound fucking garbage? I don't know. I'm never sure. But I think that'd be nice. I think that'd be good. But yeah, you know, that's as I said, like I think aside from just, you know, more albums, maybe the occasional non-single album, not a non-album single rather, and you know, maybe if you like bonus material EPs. As I said, I think I would like to try and do more music stuff on stream, sort of more integrate it more into the stream. But never entirely sure how. Or not necessarily like how I do that. It's a matter of like getting it to work, I guess. You know. I don't know. That'd be cool. Yeah, I think so. I think it would be good. I think it'd be nice. I'm thinking, we've been going for almost 3 hours now, which is good. I think this is roughly possibly a similar length to how long we did how long the Alright launch party went for. So we didn't listen to the album on that one. We didn't listen to Alright. We just listened to. Yeah, if you add in the album, we've been going for about the same time, so I might call it here. So yeah, thank you all for hanging out and stopping by and listening along to the album. I hope you all really enjoyed it. As I said, I put a lot of time and effort and heart and soul and all those artistic things into the album. So I really hope it was worth your time and you all enjoyed it. Remember, an album isn't just for launch, it's for life. As in, you can listen to this album whenever you want now. It's out there, it's in the world, you know? You can go like, I want to listen to it, and you can listen to it. You don't have to have me there to listen to it with you. Thanks for keeping me company while I was working out half naked in space. See, now when you had that last bit, it may, you know, maybe you should explain to your girlfriend that he's cheating. Maybe it is easier that way. But yeah, as I said, any sort of support for this sort of thing is always appreciated, because it's a very difficult thing to sort of get noticed and get recognition in. So if you thought it was, you know, if you liked it, some of the best things you can do is share it with people, send it to other people who think would like it. You know, if you've got a friend who's into the same sort of music, you go, hey, check this guy out, he does music and it's pretty good, you know. Yeah, and just all that sort of shit, and just listen to the music. I like, you'd be surprised how much actually listening to the music helps. But yeah, I'm gonna link the album in chat one more time for you guys. So it's out now on streaming platforms, all the cool kid ones, and it's on Bandcamp in case you want to buy it. And as I said, it's actually cheaper if you buy the entire discography. Because of how that works, it's cheaper if you buy the discography. It's cheaper than buying the album on its own, and you get an EP. You get the EP all right. The single with that, but there's no B-side for that, so you just get the song. You get a song that's already on all right, and you get the Man with the Metal Heart single. So you know, it's good. Maybe you should do that. Anyway. Yeah, if you want to stay up to date with my musical escapades and stuff, I mean, I pretty much talk about it on stream and shit anyway, but I guess if you're into sort of not, you know, if you're like, oh man, I could listen to this guy talk about music, but not his own, then you could still follow me on my music Twitter, Connor Alex Music, because when I'm not, you know, endlessly promoting my own stuff, I do talk about other music sometimes, you know. I talk about other bands and artists that I'm listening to, other gigs that I'm seeing, that I've gone to or whatever, and stuff like that. And of course, you know, it's a good way to stay up to date with if I'm making new stuff, if I'm making new music, then that'll be where you know about that. Or just my main Twitter, which is the %noober, because I pretty much anything I deem important I retweet anyway, which you may then think, well, what's the point in following both of them? Fuck you, do it anyway. Follow both of them now. I'm forcing you to. Anyway, I haven't got anything else to say, so unless you guys want to ask some final last minute questions about the album or what the fuck ever, I'm gonna peace out for the evening. As I said, I shall be back here tomorrow with Banjo Tooie. It's gonna be painfully hot tomorrow, apparently. Like, we're gonna get we're getting like a mini heat wave in the UK. So if you actually just see a puddle here, don't worry, it's probably me playing the game. But yeah. Thank you all for watching and hanging out and listening along to the album. You got the same going on in Canada. Damn, I thought Canada was supposed to be cold. No, I thought you were supposed to be cold over there. Why are you hot? But yeah, thank you for watching and for any and all support you may give for this sort of thing. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, the rest of your evening, the rest of whatever you're going to be doing. I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.